Welcome. This video is a very brief one where we look at C++ strings. We have been using them without looking into them in detail. So let's do something really simple. Let's create a string called name. And let's go ahead and initialize it to Ed Jones. Okay. What I want to do is to be able to talk about certain features of this string, such as the length of this string. If we count the characters in the string, we say there's 5, 6, and 8 characters. So let's output name and say it contains a certain number of characters. All right. So if we wanted to just do this, we'll just compile it. And run it. And Ed Jones contains 3. Of course, this number isn't right because you need to be asking me, how do I put a number in here? Well, it turns out if I have a string, a C++ string, then there is a way to tell the length of the function, and it's really simple. It's the name of the string followed by a function called length, GTH. Again, any name followed by a left paren, any name of a variable followed by a left paren any name followed by a left paren is a function. So this function length will basically ask name, how many characters do you have? And it will do that, and when we run it, we'll see that it has 8 characters. So if I go ahead and fool around with this and compile it and run it again, it'll come back and say I got 15 characters in. That seems long, but that's probably right. Okay? Now, how many notice up here on line 10 that a string is really a sequence of characters? And you would think it's possible to say, show me a particular character based upon its position in the string. I want you to note that positions within the string don't begin at 1, they begin at 0. So the first character is at position 0, the last character is in position 6. In the example here, Fat Cat has 7 characters. The length of the string is 7. The last string is at position 7 minus 1 because the first character is at position 0. So, y'all ready for this? Let's go ahead and say what's the first character and what's the last character. We're going to say first character is, put a quote around it. And the way we refer to the first character is really 2 ways. I'm going to do it this way. Name and put in a square bracket 0. This is give me the character that's at position 0 in name. And we're going to end this. Okay, and let's see what happens when we compile that and run it. Hope you're noticing, what did I just do? Line 26, I made a boo-boo because I forgot to put a semicolon. Any fool can know you're more than likely going to leave off a semicolon. And now when we do this, oops, we say the first character is an E. All right. So if I want to know where the last character is, how can I tell that? Well, in this case, I can tell because I know for sure this thing has 15 characters in it. So if it has 15 characters in it, what's the position of the last character? And we all are going to say what? Ooh, position of the last character is not 15, it's one less than 15. So let's go ahead and see if we can't change this. Last character is, if it's 15 of those, we're going to try sub 14 and see if that's going to work. How you like that? Okay. Now, I've got to introduce one more thing, and I think we'll bring this to an end. If you have a string, you can actually get the string to tell you certain things about itself. If I want to know the length of the string, I say string name dot length, and you're asking the string to say, show me your length. Is it clear that this produces a number? Because length is a number. So what do we want to do? I can put a 14 here, but if I change the name at all, if I change this name where it's no longer 14, I'm kind of up the creek. So how do I say the last character is something? We always have the right expression. And what are y'all going to say? Y'all going to say, well, where the last character is depends on the last character. It depends on the length of the string. So instead of saying 14, what do we really want to say? Don't we really want to say it's whatever the length is minus 1? So why don't we just put that in here? We're going to say this is name dot length minus 1. We saw earlier that the length of this string is 15. If we subtract 1 from it, we have 14. And this should work no matter what the name is. Let's see if that works, and we're going to bring it to a close. And boom. Let's change the name again back to where it was before and see if the same is going to work. I better say Eduardo Lewis. I'm going to make it longer. W-I-S Jones. And let's compile it again and run it again. And we're going to say what? The last character, this on line 29, the last character is S. When we said 14, which was where it was when we had a specific name, that's no longer correct. So what have we learned? If we want to know what the last character is, there is a function that will tell you what the last character is. How do you how do you make the function work? The form is always the name of the string dot the function that you want to use. All right, that's going to be it for here. The next little session, we're going to take this string and we're going to print the string out 1 character per line. 1 character per line. So let's save this. I'm going to make a duplicate. Did I do that? Yeah. And we're going to call this string, we don't need a copy, 2. All right, we're going to do that and we'll come back to that later.